Hello everyone, welcome to Study Room. I am Pratyaksha, your biology teacher. Today we will be learning chapter 2 of biology that deals with tissues. In the first chapter, we had a look at cells. In this chapter, we'll be learning what a group of cells together are called, what are their structure, what are their functions, and the different types of tissues that are present in plants as well as animals. Let's get started with the chapter. First of all, what is a tissue? Now, cells specializing in one function are often grouped together in the body. One single cell may not be able to perform all the various functions that are needed, to sustain such a complex organism, right? So there is a group of cells, there is a cluster of cells in which cells of the similar structure and function they come together and they form groups, and based on which organ they are placed, they perform that specific activity, they perform that specific function, so that the division is labor is divided in the body, and every function of the body, all of that works properly. So tissue is basically a group of cells similar in structure and function. They are located at a definite place in the body, that definite place, that definite organ in the body where the respective functions are being carried out. There's a group of cells that are similar in structure and or work together, okay, together to perform, to achieve a particular function. They form a tissue. For example, in humans, nerve cells help carry messages. In here, you can see in the diagram, a single nerve cell may not be able to, transmit all the important messages from a particular stimulus. But when a group of nerve cells they work together, they function together, they achieve a particular function. In humans, nerve cells they help carry messages, and in plants, vascular tissues conduct food and water from one part of the plant to the other parts. Vascular tissues are basically those specific tissues that are responsible for the conduction of water as well as food within the plant body. Okay, within the plant body. We'll be learning more about vascular tissues in the coming slides. Are plants and animals made up of same type of tissues? Now you may notice that a very major and a very basic difference in plants and animals is that plants are not locomotory organs, all right? They are living beings, but they do not perform locomotion. Whereas animals, they require locomotion. Why do they require locomotion? They require locomotion for mating, for in the search of food. All right, all the various functions to go from one place to other. Humans locomote, animals locomote. Okay, but plant tissue, they are stationary or fixed. They do not move because they are rooted. They are rooted to the ground, right? They are rooted to the ground. They grow only vertically. They grow in the upward direction from the shoot side, and they grow downward direction from the root side, but they do not move from one place to another. Whereas animals, they require to move from one place to another. So most of the tissues in plants, they are supportive in structure. They have some sort of structural strength so that their rootedness can be more, firm. There are some tissues in plants that divide throughout their life, and these tissues are localized in certain regions only. Like I told you, in the vertical growth, or maybe sometimes also in the horizontal growth, there are some tissues in plants that are living, that are localized, but the tissues, the cells in plants, they're very different from that of animals. Animal tissue, on the other hand, is living in nature. Why? Because I told you that they move in order to search food, mates, and shelter. So, because they are moving, they are in a constant state of motion, they consume more energy, they require more energy as compared to plants. So, cell growth in animals is more uniform. There is no such demarcation of dividing and non-dividing regions in animals. There is no such limitation. There is no such demarcation of a division of living cells and the division from that of non-living cells. Whereas in plants, some cells they are living, while the rest of them they are non-living. They may be dead also. They may be non-dividing. Whereas in humans and in animals, in all of these complex organisms, there are only cells that are living in nature. What is a tissue? Now, I told you that tissue is a group of cells, is a cluster of cells, okay, that work together to perform a specific function. They are similar in structure and they are similar in function because they work together, their labors are divided to perform that specific task. What is the utility of tissues in multicellular organisms? So, multicellular organisms require complex methods of survival, right? Because more the number of cells in a particular body, more the complex the system of that body would be, right? To perform simple tasks like eating and drinking and walking. So, there is a coordination of a lot of cells together, and because it is a multicellular organisms and there's requirement of a lot of cells together, so the utility of tissues, what they do is they divide cells in particular groups. So some group of cells would be responsible for, say, eating, while the other group of cells would be responsible for walking, talking, etc. So that is the utility of tissues in multicellular organisms.